Watching how to replace a motor in a condenser unit. I got a little ice cream cooler right here, and the wheel bearing's going out in this thing. It just starts whistling like crazy, so I'm going to replace it before it gets broken. What you're going to want to locate first for you beginners or even you professionals who aren't so much professionals but call yourself that, just kidding, but there's a model number on this, and you're going to want to search it. If you're going to buy it online, you're going to save about, it's only going to cost you about 25% to do this yourself. Somebody would probably charge 500 bucks to come replace this motor, and the motor cost me about 50 bucks. I got it on eBay. So you're going to want to locate that model number. On mine, the model number was on the other side of the unit. I had to grab my camera phone, hit record with the flashlight, and try to locate this thing before I took it out, and I found it that it was on the other side of that. Peeled the sticker off because I didn't want to replace it. If I removed that and took it out, all my ice cream would have melted. So I had that situation on my hands where it was still working, but I wanted to replace it before it went out. Locate the model number. You're going to want to type in the numbers that are on the side, the ones that start with like NUT6B0. Google that, and you should find the motor. If you don't find it that way, try to go for the brand. Or any markings that you got on here. Like this brand says Elco, so I googled Elco and I made sure that all the specs matched on the motor, because not necessarily the motor that the person's selling online are they going to put the model number in there. They try to make it difficult for you. I don't know why, because they're stupid. But anyways, make sure that all your specs match, like the 115V 60 by 50. An important thing would be like the volts, the output, something like that. Anything you could find on here, like right here it says 5 mm max, depth of screw, the distance. Use the pictures to make sure that they match just like yours. That's one thing you're going to want to look for when you're looking for a motor for a unit like this. This one said 4 watts. If I zoom in over here, you'll see what I'm talking about. It said 4W right there. I don't want to put my hand over there, but 4W. You should never turn a compressor on its side. If you do have it on its side, it doesn't allow for the Freon to settle correctly. So I have this one lifted on a jack, but just a hair. And if you do that, turn the unit off, let it sit for about 2 days, about 48 hours, and let the Freon settle back, and then you can turn it back on. But if you've got one in transportation, you got it received and it's broken, you're going to want to let it sit it upright 2 days, let it wait, Freon goes in. Alright, next thing you're going to want to know, I got 2 wires here for this. You're going to want to make sure that you jot down which way the motor's turning. And if you wire it in the incorrect way, this one's going counterclockwise, that's why I put this on it, so it's rotating this way. You're going to want to make sure that when you put your fan in and everything, that it's exactly the way it was, the way you found it. Because right now the air is being pushed out this way and it's sucking the air that way. So we want to make sure it does the same thing. Take a video of your phone when you go to use your unit. Just record everything so you can use it as a reference and go back. So that's another quick tip for you guys. Just record everything. Wires, anything you can get into. So the wires right now are going into this box. I'm definitely going to turn the unit off before I start working on it and putting it in. But for some reason, if I put it in and my fan is going the other way, that means I have to reverse the 2 wires the way that I put them. That should make the motor go the other way. So we're going to go ahead and start replacing this motor. It's mounted in with 2 screws at the bottom. Yours may be different, however it's mounted. I cannot get in there and unscrew the 2 screws that it's screwed onto. As you can see, there's some screws on there and it's sitting just like that, but I can lift it up. That's why I have it lifted up. And there's a couple screws under there, so when I unscrew that, the whole bracket will come off. So now I'm ready to unscrew it and turn it off. Show you guys this, that both motors are turning counterclockwise. I've mounted them in. You had 3 wires on the old motor, which had a green and a white stripe, or was it green and yellow stripe? Which one was it, Mark?
Green and yellow.
Oh, green and yellow, that means ground. And the new motor I got only had 2 wires. You might run into that problem that were both red. So what you're going to want to do is, I tied it up over there, one where the other one went and the other one I avoided the green one, and just made sure my motor was spinning the other way. If you reverse the wires, the motor will spin the other way. So you want to make sure they're going the correct direction. And that's it. Now we're going to move the fan blade over to it and get ready to start mounting this thing. I'll put back together. The only thing left is putting the cap back on, and we're all set. Everything's working. And that's it. That's how you replace a motor on a small compressor
Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up.
To add stuff in there for you guys, you beginners who are having other issues. This is your capacitor right here, and this is what, without that, your power would go to your compressor and it wouldn't be able to turn. So this charges a bunch of power in there, and then when it gets a lot of power in there, it could run your compressor, because it takes a lot of power to run that. Also, if that's bad, your compressor will not run. This is your compressor. If that's broken, you're screwed. Go get a new unit, because it costs just as much to fix it. And these are your condenser coils right here, the one that the Freon runs through. So just throwing some basic info for you guys. Inside of there, the little one with the coil, the white thing,